Hey everybody, Jameson Olive here from FloridaPanthers.com, and today we are doing a full season sim of the Florida Panthers 24-25 season with EA Sports NHL 25. Of course, the Panthers kick things off for real in a couple days on October 8th against the Boston Bruins at Amerant Bank Arena. They're going to raise their banner, they're going to celebrate the Stanley Cup win one last time, and then they're going to kick off a new quest to try to make it 3 straight trips to the Stanley Cup final. Broward County's buzzing. It's going to be great. We can't wait. And it's for that reason that we can't wait that we're doing this simulation. We're going all the way to April. We're going to see where the Cats are looking after 82 games. We're going to see who's leading the team in scoring, some big matchups month by month. And then, of course, also we'll maybe check back later on at the end of the season to see how right or wrong this simulation was. So we're just going to dive right into the action here, going right into October. Just to give you, a heads up, we're not going to be doing a lot of trades. We're not going to be editing the lineup a ton. We're going to let Digital Paul Maurice and Digital Bill Zito handle all the important things. We're just looking to get through this as quick as possible to, get those juicy numbers, those wins, those losses, those points, those goals. It's going to be great. So let's go here. We're simming all the way to, October 31st, Halloween, to kick things off. Before we do, though, 2 big games here in October. Like I said, that first one against the Bruins on October 8th, that's massive. But then we also play in Boston on the 14th. So when I'm looking at this schedule, those 2 games against Boston, probably the biggest fish to fry. Let's see how things go. I like seeing the W's pop up. The L's not so much. So we're getting a trade right off the bat. Okay, Robert Bortuzzo for Linus Eriksson and Olaf Clifford. Linus Eriksson was the Panthers' top pick in their most recent draft, not too long ago, this past summer in Vegas. Olaf Clifford's a great goalie prospect. I know we're not planning for the future here. This is just a one-season sim, but I'm still not trading our prospects. I don't think Robert Bortuzzo is going to help us enough in this simulated season. I'm declining this trade. All right, so let's see where we're at after 1 month. 6-5-0. If you look in the bottom right, you'll see the standings. But you know what? 6-5-0 right now is good enough to lead the Atlantic Division. But look how tight that is. 1 through 7 all have double-digit points already. And the Lightning, surprisingly, at the bottom with only 8 points. But biggest thing I'm looking at here, we got that 5-4 win over the Bruins on opening night. Then went and beat them again at TD Garden, where the Panthers love to play. So many of the players have told me they love playing at TD Garden. Panthers, obviously, a lot of success there recently in the playoffs. But you know what? 6-5. I'll take that for the Cats here coming off that Stanley Cup win. Let's see who's leading the team. No surprise, Alexander Barkov in first place in scoring on the team. Chucky right behind with 13. Rhino not far behind with 12. And we're also going to check on Bob. But I got to say, if you haven't played NHL games before, it's not kind to goaltenders, especially in these simulations. Typically, these games are pretty high scoring. The action is built on that. That's what they want in these games. They want, highlight reel goals and all that good stuff. So goalies typically don't fare well. But that being said, I feel like Bob's still going to have a solid season here for the Digital Cats. And you know what he is? 4-4-1 with a .905 save percentage. That's great in a game like NHL 25. We'll take that in this simulation any day of the week. All right, so moving now into November, looking to build off a pretty good start there in October, like we said. You'll notice these first two games back-to-back against the Stars. Those are our games in Tampere. We're going to Barkey's hometown. We're playing 2 games in Finland for the Global Series. That'll be exciting. And then also at the end here, a home-and-home with the Hurricanes. Those are 2 big games, so a lot of action here in November. And I think what also sticks out is lots of Saturday games in Sunrise coming up. The Flyers come to town on the 9th, the Jets come to town on the 16th, the Avs come to town on the 23rd, and then the Canes come to town on the 30th in that second half of that home-and-home. So weekends are going to be, absolutely crazy at Amerant Bank Arena in November. And let's see how we do in this sim. Another trade offer. So Weekman's a defensive prospect, and Simon Zether, another guy the Cats like a lot they got in this most recent draft in Vegas. Like I said, we're not here to trade away our prospects, and I don't think Travis Hamonic's going to help us in this one-season sim, so we're declining again. Sorry, Senators. Ludwig Janssen, TVR, you know what? He's got 2 years left, $3 million cap hit. Once again, it's only for this season, but I'm not mortgaging the future here. I'm not messing up our cap situation. Decline. Couple big wins, couple tough losses I'm seeing so far. Some W's popping up. All right, going back to November, let's see how we did. 15-9-1 now through November. Second place in the division, 3 points behind the Bruins. We'll take that any day of the week. We split the Global Series with the Stars. You know what? Look at this strong finish, though, to the month, though. Beat the Jets, beat the Blackhawks, beat the Avs, beat the Capitals. Picked up a point against the Leafs. We'll take that. And then 4 points there in that home-and-home with the Hurricanes. We'd love to see that. So, Cats are in a good spot here through November. Barkov's still leading the team in scoring. 29 points in 25 games. Chucky's right behind him. Reinl's right there, too, and so is Verhaeghe. But I think, you know, when it's all said and done after we're done with this sim, I think Barkov's going to be leading this team in scoring still. I don't think anyone's going to dethrone him, but if it's someone, I think Rhino might have a shot. Let's see how Bob's doing. 8-8-1, 909 save percentage. And look at Spencer Knight. Really good job backing up. 5-2-0 with a 927 save percentage. That's what you want from your backup, especially in this simulated season. All right, moving along. Where are we at now? We are right into December. As always, December is always fun for the Cats because they always have those games at home around the holidays. You know, a familiar sight to fans that have been fans for a while. We got the Habs coming to town on the 28th. Got the Rangers coming to town on the 30th before we ring in the new year. That's exciting. But also, this home and home with the Lightning. That's massive. So, pretty exciting slate of games here in December. Let's see how we do. Seeing some dubs. Some early dubs here. Whew, okay, so a tough month there for the Cats in December. Some nice wins on the road in Canada, at Vancouver, at Calgary. But then the Oilers taking out all their anger from the Stanley Cup Final, a 10-3 win in their own barn in Edmonton. That's tough, but toughest part, I think, right here was these back-to-back losses against the Lightning. Division points, we needed to get those. Let's see where we're at now. We are fourth in the division, 42 points. Bruins almost running away with it a little bit with 53, but plenty of time to get back in this thing. Barkov still leading the team in scoring, 42 points. Pulling away a little bit. Chucky's still right there with 37, but love to see that. Don't need to check on Bob, especially after that 10-3 game. Like I said, goalies have it really rough in NHL video games in terms of their stats. All right, now we're going to January. Pretty simple January here. Nice little schedule. Bruins come to town on January 11th. That'll be fun. But the biggest thing in January is probably the West Coast road trip. We go to Anaheim, to LA, to San Jose, to Vegas, and then get back home and play the Kings again at Amerant Bank Arena on January 29th. Tough, tough month, but we need to make our move here. We need to climb back up in the standings. Need a winning streak. Come on. That's a couple. That's 3. Ooh. Strong finish to the month here. Okay, so pretty good finish to the month there. Tough start with that 9-3 loss to the Hurricanes, but then things picked up with a win up against the Bruins. Love to see that. Got the win over the Flyers and the Devils. Tough loss to the Red Wings, but we got right back on that horse. Beat the Ducks twice, and then beat the Kings twice this month, actually. And also got a nice win at Vegas. Always nice to see. Get some revenge for that final loss 2 years ago. But looking at the standings, fourth right now, but only 2 points out of second. So that's feeling pretty good. The Bruins still really liking their season. They're 32-15-6. We'll see what happens as we move along. Barkov still crushing it. 57 points here in 52 games. But Matthew Tkachuk nipping at his heels, 56 points. And Reinhart still there, 54 points. Let's check in on Bob. 17-13-1. 910 save percentage. Nice save percentage for Bob. Knight still giving you solid work as the backup. Now we're in February, and if you notice that big gap there in February, that's, of course, for the Global Series coming back. And that's going to be a big tournament with Sweden, Finland, Canada, and the USA. Chucky's already going, Barkey's already going, Gus is already going, and given the amount of talent the Panthers have, you'll probably see other players there as well, whether it's Lundell, Mikkola, Sam Reinhart. There's going to be lots of cats at that tournament. It's going to be exciting, but because of that, not a ton of games this month, but we do need to pick up some points. This is the first trade I'm thinking about. So like I said, we've been declining all these trades. We don't want to steal Bill Zito's thunder. He's making the calls here digitally, but a chance to bring Chase Priskie back to South Florida. He's from Pembroke Pines. He was here for a bit, came over in the Vincent Trocheck trade that also brought Etulo Starainen. You know what? I'm going to do it. I think it's going to bring us some good karma getting a Florida boy on this team for this sim. Oof. Don't love that $4 million cap hit. Decline in that one. All right, so like I said, a quick month, not a ton of games because of the Global Series, but overall, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we went 6-2 this month. That's great. That's what we needed to kind of make our move in the standings, and we did. Panthers now up into second in the Atlantic, only 8 behind the Bruins, but looking really good. We made that one trade. We brought Chase Priskie home to South Florida. Good karma for March. Before we get into that, Chucky has overtaken Sasha Barkov as our scoring leader, 69 points in 60 games. Nice. But Barkey's tied with him, actually, also has 69 points. Double nice. And Sam Reinhart right there in third, 66 points. Any of these guys could finish as the team scoring leader. Wouldn't surprise me. We'll see what happens. All right, so here we are in March. Big games in March. Big division games, actually. This one against Tampa is important. This one against Boston is important. This Leafs game at Toronto on the 13th of March, that's important. You know what? Those are big games. We also got to pick up some points against the bottom feeders. Right now in this sim, the Canadiens last in the division, if you can see that. 56 points. We got 3 games against them coming up here. 2 this month and 1 kicking off next month. We got to, I think, go 3 for 3 on those games. We want to make our move and try and win this division. Caleb Jones. Everyone wants Simon Zether, but like I said, I like Simon Zether a lot. We're not trading him. Sorry, Kings. Declined. All right, picking up some wins here. Ooh, nice one against the Bruins. Getting some losses, but picking up some points. Ooh, so like I said, we needed those games against the Canadiens. Lost 2 of them. We got 1 more here to kick off the month of April. But looking at the standings now heading into the last month, we are at 85 points, 1 behind the Sabres for second place. Bruins in first with 97 points. Picked up points, though, you know, some shootout losses to the Capitals, to the Penguins, to Utah. Would have been nice to get more points there. Would have helped us in this run, but we'll take it. We're in the hunt right now with 1 month to go. And Matthew Tkachuk is still your scoring leader. 85 points, broke that tie with Barkov, but Reinhart's right behind now, 84 points. Barkov's right there with 84 points. I predicted Barkov at the beginning of this sim. We'll see what happens. Let's check it on Bob, too. Bob, still, 912 save percentage is ridiculously good for a sim. That's really good. 27-19-4 with 4 shutouts. Bob's having a solid season. All right, coming into the last month here. Huge games here. Got 2 with Toronto, 2 with Detroit, 1 against Buffalo, 1 against the Lightning, 1 against Ottawa. This is really big. This is going to make or break for us right here. We're simming all the way to the end of the season. We'll see what happens. Oh, 3 in a row. Oh, we are finishing strong. Wow. Okay, guys. Really strong finish there in April. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 wins in April. And it brought us up to 100 points. And we finished 3rd in the division behind, let's see, the Bruins and the Sabres. Sabres with a surprising season. The Lightning also make it as a wild card. The Red Wings also make it as a wild card. Not making it as the Senators and the Maple Leafs, only 80 points. This simulation did not like the Toronto Maple Leafs. But for the Panthers, 47, 29, and 6, 100 points. Back in the playoffs, like we said, trying to make it 3 straight trips to the Stanley Cup final. We'll take that any day of the week, I think. And Matthew Tkachuk held on to finish as our scoring leader, 99 points in 82 games. Sam Reinhart, 97 points, feeling good after that 8-year contract extension. Barkov right there with 94 points in 82 games. Verhaeghe's putting up 66. 50 points for Anton Lundell. Love to see that. Em Rodriguez also had 50. The second line was clicking. Adam Boqvist, his first season as a Florida Panther, 42 points, 14 goals from the blue line. Love to see that. Aaron Ekblad, 12 goals. Everyone contributed this year looking at this. Meeksy had 14 points. Gadjo got into 82 games, got 13 points. Love to see that. But let's see how Bob did. Wow. Bob did a lot of heavy lifting. So 32-24 with 4 shutouts, 914 save percentage. Like I said, massive for a goalie in this sim. And Spencer Knight giving us 12 wins from the back position. Love to see that. So that about does it for this sim. Panthers finished 3rd in the Atlantic Division. They're going back to the playoffs. Matthew Tkachuk's having a monster year. I think I'm going to disagree a little bit with this sim. I think the Panthers are going to finish higher than 3rd, but at least this gets us back in the playoffs. 99 points for Matthew Tkachuk, though. Wouldn't be surprised if he hits or is exactly kind of around that number. Love to see it. Just for fun, looking at the other divisions. The Metro, the Rangers win it with the Devils and the Hurricanes, also making the playoffs. Pacific, we got the Oilers, Canucks, and Knights. No surprises there, really. And then in the Central, the Avalanche, the Jets, and the Blues get in, and then both wild cards go to the Central as well. The Stars and the Predators getting in. So it's a fun playoff field. I like this sim, but what I like most is it's got the Panthers back in the playoffs and Matthew Tkachuk with 99 points. So overall, we'll take that any day of the week. Like I said, thanks for checking this out. Look forward to looking back in April and seeing how, these numbers match up against the reality. It's going to be a great season. We got 82 games coming up. Like I said, it all starts on October 8th with the Boston Bruins coming to town for the home opener, for the banner raising ceremony. It's going to be great. Can't wait to see you there. And like I said, thanks for watching this NHL 25 Panthers Sim. We'll see you next time.